Anime was a mistake. These words, uttered by one of the prodigies in the field, Hayao Miyazaki, the man behind cult classics like My Neighbor Totoro and Princess Mononoke, truly cements the fact that anime is the bane of humanity. A cultural phenomenon from Japan, anime seemed to be just another harmless yet ridiculously expensive hobby aimed to please the ever-growing subculture of weeboos. But this is far from the truth that we face today. Anime is slowly but steadily making the world a worse place to live. Here's a few examples of how and why. In the Swedish election of 2014, Prime Minister Fredrik Reinfeldt was aiming for re-election with an ace in the hole. A plan to change age of consent to match Japan, giving him full support from Swedish weeboos and also an opportunity to marry his waifu Francesca Lucchini from Strike Witches. His plans, however, were thwarted after losing the majority of votes to the newly risen Sweden Democratic Party, effectively rage-quitting from his position as a political leader after the election. The Sweden Democratic Party became the third biggest party in Swedish Congress by tackling the hard-hitting questions about Swedish integration policies and whether or not Queen's Blade should be reclassified as a softcore hentai. In 2013, former basketball professional Dennis Rodman visited the dictatorship of North Korea and its leader Kim Jong-un, befriending him in the process. With their combined interest in basketball, Rodman believed that it would save the strained relationship between the US and North Korea, and unofficially promoting himself as a mediator between the two nations. What really piqued Kim's interest in basketball was when Rodman introduced to him the show Kuroko no Basket. While sharing the interest of the same sport and same anime, their friendship bloomed. Things would, however, take an extreme turn when Kim, inspired by the main protagonist of the show, Tetsuya Kuroko, decides to duel a 19-year-old student who, unbeknownst to him, had been awarded a scholarship in basketball a few months earlier. Needless to say, Kim Jong-un lost the match and in a fit of rage ordered the execution of his opponent. When the news hit the American tabloids, Dennis Rodman was criticized for not taking responsibility over his actions in his relationship with the dictator, with some even saying that he should be held responsible for the death and be jailed for involuntary manslaughter. In 2016, YouTuber Keemstar of the YouTube news show Drama Alert reported a story about a 62-year-old RuneScape player and a live streamer who allegedly had said that he loved Boku no Pico, a boys' love-themed hentai with questionable content and regarded as one of the worst series on Earth. After the news segment, the 62-year-old got dogpiled on social media platforms Twitch and Twitter, with users sending threats that he should kill himself and that he is the most horrible person on the planet. The following livestream, the 62-year-old were brought to tears while defending himself of the allegation. Truth was that he said that he loved Yasawa Nico, a character from the anime Love Live. Keemstar has since then apologized for jumping the gun, but many believe that sorry is not gonna cut it for such serious allegations being thrown around against innocent people. Research has shown that the bad influence of anime may have started way back in time, with some evidence pointed at a peak during the 100-Year War between France and Great Britain. In 1429, the rise of Jeanne d'Arc, the savior of France and the Maid of Orleans, had begun. In order to inspire a better tomorrow for the French, she spoke highly of the power of Moe and used it as a cause for her countrymen to rally to. When she was executed in 1431, the accusations she was found guilty of, according to the British oppressors, were that she was a heretic spreading false prophecies of Moe shit. When the French finally prevailed, her ideology lived on and has manifested as a slice of life, kawaii and moe blobs as we know of today. Another turn of event was the change of depiction of Jeanne d'Arc. They first cement her identity as the ruler's servant of the Fate Grand Order fandom, which depicts her as a steadfast leader and, sadly enough, a more darker side of her. Remember when earlier it was mentioned that anime is making the world a worse place to live on? Turns out we can't even leave our own forsaken planet because of, you guessed it, anime. In 2013, NASA shut down almost all of its operations on the order of the President of the United States, Barack Obama. This decision was taken due to the fact that Obama and allegedly Vice President Joe Biden have been reading the manga and soon-to-be anime Terraformers, in which Mars is inhabited by giant cockroach men that can tear any man to pieces. Believing this was based on a true story, the president gave the order to stop the space flight program in fear of retaliation from Martians. This is only a few examples of how anime ruins the daily life of every man, woman and child on Earth. Everything evil that has befallen us as a species is due to anime. Poverty, anime. Starvation, anime. Segregation and racism, anime. Lady Gaga's wardrobe, anime. This needs to end now. This is where we, as a race, take a stance. Make the world a better place. Stop watching anime. This video was sponsored by Crunchyroll, your first stop for unlimited anime. Get your free 30-day trial by using promo code ANIME WAS A MISTAKE.